Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and this is a top 10 list curated by your boy AJTRIP. It's the top 10 superheroes without powers. These are the superheroes that don't necessarily have powers. You know, they're not from another alien from another planet. They're not someone who took a serum and gained powers or anything like that. These are just superheroes who decided to just be themselves, and with however reason they got it, their abilities or whatever, it wasn't due to something that would get something that give them to, or it's not not being born with them, or just they just don't have superpowers. They don't have superpowers. So I was thinking about doing this, whether or not I should rank them, or whether I should just do like a top 10 list, and not necessarily go from 10 to 1, but just name 10 superheroes that don't have powers. But I've decided to go ahead and rank them. It's the top 10 superheroes without powers. So we're going to start with number 10. Number 10, woman, Barbara Gordon. Now this goes back even to the whole 60s TV show when it was played by Yvonne Craig, and she was one of those ones that just, I don't know how that happened. She just came back girl and everything like that. So it's a really interesting story, and I actually really was okay with the Batgirl that was on CW, with Ruby Rose. Um, I just thought that was a pretty interesting show. And then Ruby left, and they brought in the the other girl, and I think it kind of wasn't the same. Now I will say this: I'm not someone who dives deep into the myths and the legend of these great characters. So I don't know if there was a black Batwoman at one point. Um, Nor do I care. But I just will say that I thought maybe it was a little bit different. But I was really getting into the uh, the the um, the uh, the son of Lucius Fox. I was really getting to him. He was getting his suit ready. I was really getting into that, but they decided to go out. So, but that's neither here nor there. The number 10 superhero with no powers is Batwoman. Number 9, Ant-Man. Now you can go Hank Pym or Scott Lang. It doesn't matter. It's just Ant-Man. His powers come from his suit. The suit that shrinks him, that makes him bigger. You know, it's and really no one even thought about Ant-Man until the Marvel Cinematic Universe brought him in, and it was they got the right person for the job. What's his face? Um, Lord have mercy. I can't even think of his name now. Don't get old, folks. Don't get old. Um, he's from Kansas City, and whatever. But yeah, he was, but I think he was perfect, perfect to play the role of Scott Lang. It was a perfect fit in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I think it brought in people who were maybe not fans of Ant-Man, or never heard of Ant-Man, who were then fans of it because of the movie. So I thought it was a really good fun job. I like everything that they did with it, and he's a great character. So good on him. Number 9, Ant-Man. Number 8, The Punisher. I'm going to be honest here. I don't have a lot of experience with The Punisher in so many ways. Like I never watched the shows that were on Netflix about The Punisher. I didn't watch the movie from the early aughts that starred, starred the guy who played Two-Face in the Batman movie. So I never, saw him. So I don't have experience much with The Punisher. But for me, this comes from basically the new Daredevil series from, this first season Daredevil Born Again, and then he's going to be a part of this one. So so I think he's a pretty interesting character. Or he is. So I can't wait to see what happens with him and how far he goes. And then after the Daredevil season 2 ends, there's going to be like a little mini movie about the Punisher. So I can't wait to watch that. He's going to be in the new Spider-Man movie. So there's tons of things that I think I can get to learn about the Punisher. But I'm going to give him his respect and put him at number 8 on the top 10 superheroes without powers. Number 6, Hawkeye, Clint Barton. Again, this is a character I wasn't too familiar with until the MCU, and boy, let me tell you, I think again, great casting. Jeremy Renner was awesome, really great. So I enjoyed the story of Hawkeye, and it made me wanted to learn more about him and everything like that. So it's a great story, and the gadgets and the eye and the experience of just being able to put an arrow exactly where he wants to put it. It's absolutely incredible, and we'll talk about another one later, the Emerald Archer. But I think I think Hawkeye is deserving to be on this list. Number 6 of number 7, right? Yeah, number 7. Number 7 on the list of the top 10 superheroes of all time. It's Hawkeye. Now number 6, Black Widow. Again, a trained assassin. Again, a lot of my stuff is going to be about the movies, and how Scarlett Johansson played her was incredible. Her backstory and everything like that, I think, was tremendous. She was a great character in the MCU, and it was unfortunate that we saw her go. But I think it's interesting, and we'll see if she is brought back in some form or fashion with the new Avengers movie starting to happen later this year. We'll see if that comes out together. So really good stuff. Cannot wait to find out more about that. But yeah, it's number 6 on the list of the top 10 superheroes of all time. Black Widow. With no powers, I should say. Top 10 superheroes with no powers. Black Widow. Number 5, Green Lantern. Now, for those of you who think, well, no, he has powers. No. The Ring has powers. He does not. But he controls the Ring with his mind. So that's why Green Lantern is on this list. Because he's just an ordinary human, whether it's Hal Jordan, whether it's John Stewart. They're just an ordinary human being who was given this ring. And with this ring, he can create constructs of anything that he sees in his mind. I think is perfect. And but by the way, as we looking at Ryan Reynolds here, the Green Lantern movie is just it's so underrated. People say this is bad. It was not bad at all. This is such a good movie. Such a good movie. Those who never watched it, go watch it. It's a great movie. Don't listen to Rotten Tomatoes or whatever other people say bad things about it. Truly great movie. Um, but yeah, I think the concept of will versus fear, I think is truly amazing, and I think that one of the things I liked about it was that yeah, you can be afraid but still have the will and the courage to take on whatever enemy you need to take on. So uh, enjoyed the heck out of that. I love that. So Green Lantern, number 5 on the list of the top 10 superheroes with no powers. Number 4, Robin slash Nightwing. I put Robin and Nightwing together because they were both by Dick Grayson. Again, like I said, I'm not too much into the lore, so I know that Dick Grayson was Robin, and then as he got older, he went to being he turned around, became Nightwing, and then some guy named Tim Drake took over being Robin. But to me, Robin is Dick Grayson. But for all the other new people, I put Nightwing. Again, this is a person who doesn't have any skill or anything like that. It's just him and his athletic ability and his utility belt. So great. And again, going back to the '60s TV show, it was always a great present to see Robin and Batman fighting along side by side with this nothing but their dukes and everything like that. So that was great to see. Um, I loved Robin, so it's no doubt that he deserved to be on this list. Number 4, top superheroes with no powers, Robin slash Nightwing. Number 3, the Green Arrow. The Green Arrow is number 3 for me because of Smallville and Arrow. I think even though there was 2 different types of characters played by Justin Hartley and played by Stephen Amell, 2 different characters, 2 different backstories and all the other things. It was still uh, both characters were just so filled with drama and pain. You got the one on Smallville was he was fueled by the death of his father, and mother and his parents that caused him to take on the life of battling crime and everything like that. And then on Arrow, it was just like the darkness of him and that and of him and that of him and the other one on the ship, and then he took his girlfriend's sister on the trip with him, and she was gone for a long time, and she turned out to be the White Canary, and so much stuff going on. They really just truly made me love the character of Green Arrow, and I love it. So he's number 3 on the list of top 10 superheroes with no powers. The Green Arrow, Oliver Queen. Number 2 is Batman. Batman, for the longest time, Batman was my favorite superhero, and it was mainly because of those '60s TV shows that were replaying on replaying on local TV here in Chicago when I was growing up. I saw all of them. At one point, I could tell you each and every Batman villain, and who they were played by. Egghead was played by Vincent Price, and Joker, Cesar Romero, Burgess Meredith, the Penguin. There were two Riddlers, John Astin and Frank Gorshin. There were three Catwomen, Lee Merriweather, Esther Kitt, and Julie Newmar. Uh, I knew them all. King Tut and so many others. Liberace was on the show. He played. He played the. God. He played the piano guy. I can't remember his name, but Liberace was even a villain. So it was. Yeah, I loved that show. It never made me fall in love with Batman. And as the years progressed, I've gone and found my love for other superheroes. Smallville really made me love Superman. Talked about like the Green Arrow and things like that. And then the main one is Thor. I think what Chris Hemsworth did with Thor, the I've just become a Thor fanatic. So some people have passed Batman, but he was the original OG. He was the original OG. They DC. The reason why Batman was in DC because DC was called, I believe it still might be called, Detective Comics or something like that. Because they were calling Batman as the original detective. But it wasn't necessarily a superhero, but he was a detective. And his own kind of detective. But as time went on, he kind of went into superhero phase because obviously he got put up with all of the other superheroes, and he wasn't deemed a superhero because he didn't have those powers. He was just a billionaire with a bunch of great gadgets and that sense of detective work. He's amazing. Batman is a it's I don't know if they give stars on the Walk of Fame for characters, but if they do, I think Batman should have a star on the Walk of Fame. Truly amazing. Number 2 on the list of the top 10 superheroes without powers is Batman. And number 1, Iron Man. And Iron Man is number 1 because of the guy on the screen, Robert Downey Jr. Maybe the best movie, TV show, superhero character that there's ever been. Playing Iron Man, playing Tony Stark. There would be no MCU if the first Iron Man didn't hit hard. And he pulled it off, and he did a fantastic job. And he had greats around him. He had, with Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper Potts and Jon Favreau as his guy. It was, the original Rhodey was played by wasn't played by Don Cheadle. It was played by Terrence Howard. So he was great in that movie. And then the guy who played Ironmonger was the guy too. And then he was a perfect villain, first villain. I know there had been some talks about, the Mandarin was supposed to be the first, could have been the first villain for, for Iron Man, and there was some other ones who were talked about, but yeah, it's without question that they did a great job with Ironmonger. So tremendous, and I think a lot of people who didn't know about Iron Man, like me, became really great and fond of the character because it was played so well by Tony Stark. And I think all of us, I would say most of us, shed a tear when Tony gave his life for the world and snapped away Thanos and his crew. That's one. And I'm still mad. I'm still mad at the Russos for not putting the take a knee scene, not putting that in the movie. The movie was already long, over 2.5 hours. What's another 90 seconds or whatever it is? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go on. It should still be on YouTube. Go online and just search, search Iron Man take a knee scene or Iron Man death deleted scene, something like that. And what should come up is that when Iron Man takes the last breath, the light in the arc on his chest goes out. All of everybody takes a knee. It starts. Who's it start with? It starts. I believe it starts with. I think it starts with Clint, Hawkeye. I think Hawkeye goes first, and then I think it's Black Panther. Black Panther sees it, and he takes a knee. Cap and Thor, they take a knee, and then like Strange, and then it starts happening all around, and until the crazy one from the Guardians of the Galaxy, so she's looking around and going, oh, everybody, and then she takes a knee. A little bit of humor in that sad bit, but it's tremendous, and I don't know why they didn't keep that in the scene. I don't know why they keep that in the movie. That was amazing. I understand why they took out the other thing when he goes to the plane of existence and Morgan is there. I don't know why they took that out, but they take a knee scene. It just gets you. It really does. But yeah, number one, and by the way, his powers are basically his mind. No one gave him. He just turned out to be super smart, and then he built the suit, the power suit that he has. So he has no superpowers. His superpowers come from a suit. So again, he doesn't have any superhuman powers. That's why Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, is number one on the list of top 10 superheroes with no powers. Alright guys, there you have it. The top 10 superheroes with no powers. Did I miss anybody? I tried to make sure I thought about everybody. I put down Daredevil because obviously because of the Daredevil series. But then I wanted to make sure that his abilities were not superpower. And then I went and I read the backstory, and his ability to have that super hearing and that echolocation and the some of the enhanced senses you have comes from a drug that was given to him when he was a kid. So I was looking at that, and then I had some consternation about Green Lantern. Should I put Green Lantern on the list or not? Because when you think about it, there's a lot of superheroes that don't have superpowers, but that you've never heard of. And that's what I did one of those Google searches, and they got lists, but there's people I've never heard of. Like I did hear of the Blue Beetle. You can put him on this list. Anything like that. I should have checked Booster Gold. That would have been one. But I think the controversial one may be Green Lantern because of the power ring. But again, I don't think it's nothing having to do with him. The superpowers come from the ring, it's not because it come from him. And then you don't want to talk about like Captain America, like Captain America, superhero, but again he had that super serum, like that enhanced everything, enhanced his strength, his vitality, his speed, all the other things. Same thing with Black Panther and the Earth. So I wanted to do this. I thought it was gonna be kind of easier than it was, but it wasn't. But that's okay. I've done it. Now, and I ask you if you like the list, or if you're not, if I forget anything, post down in the comment section and let me know. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJTRIP signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.